guys, this is Qazi. Welcome to another epic video, Tenet Part 2. So many of you have been constantly asking to do more look recreations from this movie, and I gotta be honest, it's one of a kind. When it comes to the look of this film, this is the modern teal and orange, or, you know, green and magenta, if you will. So there's gonna be a lot of little nuances and jujutsu that we're gonna do with color grading to like really dial in this look, but I'm gonna do it in a very, very efficient way, and it's gonna be one of those things that is gonna be easily transferable if you're trying to create this look on an entire film, documentary, whatever have you. This is gonna be very applicable and very practical. That said, guys, we only have 2 days left to join my live training, which is gonna be happening on Monday, on the 9th of November at 11 a.m. Pacific time. You do not want to miss it. This is going to be your opportunity to learn how to master DaVinci Resolve Node Tree. That is the foundation. That is the building blocks when it comes to understanding how color grading, workflow, and the entire process works. So if you want to understand that, link is in the description. I highly encourage you to join. Limited seating, so you got to do it right now. Sign up. That said, if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more awesomeness. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram, and let's roll the intro. So excited to be doing part 2 of the Tenet look. You guys keep asking me to do more look recreations from this film, and I just couldn't agree more. It is so beautiful, highly stylized, and just a bunch of different techniques and a lot of fun things going on to make it happen. And let's go ahead, break it down, do a quick analysis, starting from the parade right here, and then we'll jump in and recreate this look. So let's do this. I'm gonna pop this guy open right now so we can start painting and just show a few things that are happening here, okay? So let's start from the bottom. Look at how our reds are down here, then our greens, and then our blues, and that's what's giving us the cyan in the bottom, or the teal look, if you will. And then look at the top, right? So here is my mid-tone, here's my green higher than my reds, and then my blues are all the way down here, which is giving us this sort of like a yellow in the highlights. And that is also happening because if you look at right here, they're using the 2383 Kodak film print LUT for the 35mm and the 70mm. So we're going to be using exactly the same film print emulation to get this look. So we're going to be focusing on a few different things, right? So I'm going to get rid of these so we can paint again. And now let's go ahead and let's talk about what are some of the anchors that we're going to be going for. So obviously the blacks are very, very prominent and in your face, like high contrast. So we got to keep that in mind. Even look at the highlights to the dark points. There's a huge dynamic range there. So we're going to be going for that. And then look at this teal that's happening in everything here. We even feel it in these lights that are reflecting off of his jacket. So we're going to be aware of that. And then we're going to have to put, you know, this sort of like greenish warmth in our image to balance out, you know, the teal that we're going to have throughout our image. And then obviously for the skin, we're going to go in that magenta world that's like really pushed on that. Even for our white skin tones right here, we can see that very prominently. So these are some of the anchors that we're going to be nailing, and it's not going to be a big deal. Now let's just move over to our shot and see what we have to work with. So this is what we got. This is going to be our hero frame. And it's basically just like one nice, you know, smooth motion, like, you know, them walking down the stairs. So that's what we have. There's a bunch of different tonalities going on. One more thing that I wanted to mention, let's just go back here. And another major one is our white balance, like, you know, offset. So like if you look at the whites, like this is a white shirt, but look how off white it is on the creamy side. And that's what's going to be the main anchor because both of our girls are wearing white, okay? And then look at the lower mids on the same shirt are leaning more toward that cyan. So these are very important things to keep in mind. And, you know, that's what we're going to be creating. So what I'm going to do from the get-go, I'm going to go in here and do a split screen. And in the split screen, you have to select selected still images so we can see what's going on. And this is what we're creating. This is where we're starting from. Big jump, okay? Like, look at the difference. So we have to go a long way to get in that world. let's go ahead, build our node tree, and then we'll just go from there. So the first node is going to be my primaries, okay? The second node is going to be my FPE, film print emulation. And then the third node is going to be my exposure. And fourth node is going to be the skin tones. And then I'm going to do a parallel node. And then this is going to be my hue versus options. And basically just leveling out, you know, the glass windows in the back of the building and try to get these colors like really nailed and dialed in. And then my next node, which is not going to be here, so my bad. My next node is going to be global adjustment or look adjustment. Let's just call it look adjustment. And then finally, I'm just going to do grain. I don't think it needs sharpening because if I look at my guy here to my girls there, they're going to be pretty sharp once we start dialing in the contrast and everything. So guys, this is what we're going to start with. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go in my film print emulation. I'm going to go under my LUTs. And I'm going to go to my Kodak 2383 D55, which is a warm version of the Rec 709 of the same film print emulation. Once I drop it on, it doesn't look anything like where we want to end up, okay? That is totally fine. Let's go into our first node. And now what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to raise my gamma up. And I'm going to raise my gain up a little bit. Not too much, like somewhere around here. Okay, I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And now let's actually juice it up. Like let's take the saturation all the way to 100. I want to start seeing some colors. So now we can start seeing some story, right? Like where everything is going. Now I'm going to jump into my temp and tint. And I'm going to start with my temp. And I'm going to warm it up a little bit. Not too much, but you know my philosophy. Always go too much and then pull it back. Now I'm going to go in my tint and add a lot of that green, okay? I'm just kind of eyeballing the shirt right now where I want to put it. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. Now I'm going to take my temp and I'm going to mess with it a little bit. Okay, so where do I want to keep it? Like warm it up a little bit, then go back, something like that. So look how fast we were able to capture this essence. Like just look at it, how fast these moves happen. Okay, and I think we're getting some of this in here. And if you look at the shirt, like it's picking up this warmth. So we're very much in the TENET world already. Now the exposure is completely off. We can see it right here. So that's going to be the next step. So I'm going to go on my third node, which is my exposure. I'm going to go on my log wheels. I'm going to take my shadows and I'm going to pull them down. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to even them out. So like right now the red is kind of too much. So I'm going to pull the red up, even it out a little bit, and then bring it down. Okay, so I'm going to do a little bit more of that dance, and I'm going to see how it's looking. So if I do before and after, you can obviously see the difference, making a huge, huge, huge difference. But I think it is still a little bit more crushed here. So I'm going to pull it down for that reason. And I'm also going to get some of that red out and just really make it this sort of like pure, pure, pure black. Okay, so I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. And I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. It feels really, really good. Now, another thing I want to do is I want to give it more pop. So I'm going to give it a little bit more contrast, not too much. I'm going to go under my contrast slider and I'm just going to kind of crush it and then come back. So crush it too much and then kind of come back, but park it somewhere around here. So this was our exposure node and just look at how much happened here. And it was very much necessary, okay? One thing that we can do is go under our log wheel again and try to control our low range a little bit. So I'm going to open it up a little bit somewhere around here. So if I do before and after, big changes are made here. Okay. Now, obviously her skin is more on the, you know, warm side compared to that magenta that I want to add. So I'm going to go in my next node. And what's the simplest way to do this? We've done it many times before. I'm going to go under my curves. I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to start cranking that up. Okay, so I'm going to really push that until her skin starts to get that magenta, and now it's getting it. So if I do before and after, this is before, this is after, there's a big difference that's happening. You're going to be able to see it here. So just look at her skin, before, after, even like her skin, like look at what's happening here, before, after. So you see the differences being made. And now if we go to him, to her, the difference is being made. Obviously, there's still some way to go, and we're gonna do that very, very soon. So everything is looking good up until this point. Now I'm gonna go into my next node, and what are some other things that we can do to really dial it in? And you see these colors down there, back there. This is what I want to put in these buildings. Right now, these colors are not very close to what's going on here. Okay, so let's go ahead and make that happen. So I'm going to go back into my hue versus options. I'm going to take my cyan and start turning it. And look, it's only affecting these bits, hue versus options. So I'm going to go in the other direction, and like I'm going to try to get these colors in, and I think we got it. So if I do before and after, this is before, this is after. Very subtle change, but it does put it in that, like it fills in that little void, you know, like the little imperfection, if you will, that we had before. Now we don't. I'm going to go in under my green hue versus options and look if I twisted how much it's changing everything. So basically now I'm looking at this part of her, his shirt, and I'm just trying to like see what else do we have to do to like really get the feeling right of these images. So I think even somewhere around here, like does the trick for me. So if I do before and after, so basically I took some of the warmth out, to be honest, to like really get it in this. And I think it does it for me. I think this looks good. Yeah, this is looking good. So I'm going to go under my look adjustment. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go under my editable splines, turn it on. And I just want to give it a little bit of pop because see like how everything over here is kind of pushed up quite a bit. So let's just do that. I'm going to click right here, grab it from here. And my bad. I'm going to click here, grab it here, and then kind of just raise it around here somewhere. And I don't even think I need to do it for the low end, to be honest. Like, let's just do this. So let's look at this to that. Yeah, they are getting pretty close. So I don't even think I need to do that for the low end. But what I do need to do is I'm going to go under my offset and I'm going to start moving it around. You guys know how I do for just getting the final vibe in, right? So I think I just need to put, my bad. So I'm going to undo this. I think I just need to put a little bit more blue in my, I think even that might have done it. I just want to put a little bit more blue to kind of really give it this, like this right there, you know, that pop. And I feel like now I'm kind of getting it, right? Like look at the skin to that. And I think we're kind of getting it. We don't need to overdo it. We just need to do enough to be there. Okay. And I think that might have done it. Now, this does look a little bit warmer than our image, right? So in that case, you can always go back in here and then we can go back in our green hue that we shifted quite a bit and we can kind of split the difference. We can kind of bring it back. But if I were to just kind of squint my eyes and look at it, I feel like I don't want to mess with it too much. But now if I do look at this to that, it's looking better. Like this to that is looking better. Adding a little bit of warmth, like how we see it here, to have this warmth right here, and then contrast that with all of this does look really, really nice. So I do like that change. So if I do before and after, very subtle, guys, but it's making a difference. And then this is my look node that did that. And now let's just go do one-to-one like this. So if I look at this to that, you know what? Let me do one more thing. I'm going to go back in my offset again and just try to put more of that bluish teal. So let's kind of keep going in that direction and see if it does anything else. So now if I go back in split mode and look at the two, I mean, I personally feel like, actually, let me undo this. No, I think this is much better. So before was definitely better because the green needs to come in. We can't go too far. So if I were to draw this out, like if you look at this right here to that right there, it's pretty much like, look at this to that, we are in that world. Look at these colors right there to that building back there. We're pretty much right there. And looking at the shirt right here to the shirt right there, we're right there. Look at the blacks to the blacks, we're there. So look at this warmth up here to up here. This is what I'm talking about, right? Like that is the essence and how fast we were able to achieve it just because we did some research. We got the right FPE, film print emulation, and we attacked it the right way. We had a game plan. We were able to create this very complex look in not so many steps. I mean, look at that. There's 7 nodes, right? And then we're going to go under in our grain node. One more thing that I want to do, I'm going to go back in my hue versus. I want to take my cyan and kind of swing it a little bit more and see if there's anything else that I like more. So I'm going to kind of, I may want to keep it somewhere around here. Like I just kind of brought it up and keeping it closer to this green. And I think this green lives somewhere up here, to be honest with you. So I'm going to keep it somewhere around here. So now if I do before and after, there is a big difference, right? So like look at right behind her. Now somebody can say, well, why don't you take this right here and make it that and then it's fine? It would be fine, but the difference is that that is barely anything. The majority of the frame is right here. So I'm looking at her and I want to I see him and I want to put that proper background behind them. So I feel like having these colors this close are much better. So guys, this is doing it for me. I'm going to go in here under my grain and I'm just a huge fan of my grain. So I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to effects. I'm going to do open effects. I'm going to throw a film grain and then let's go select our 35 millimeter 400T. And I'm going to go ahead and just add some grain size. And I want to do this, obviously, I want to exaggerate it a little bit too for you guys to like really see the difference. So what I'm going to do is punch in quite a bit. And I'm going to go slower here so you guys can really see it. So I'm going to park it right here and I'm going to do before. This is before. Just keep your eyes right here. And then this is after. Now, obviously, when we're this close, we are seeing some noise, right, on her face. So if we want to get rid of this, we can obviously go here and then do a pre-node, a node before our first node. And then this could be our noise reduction. And then all we have to do here is I will go under my noise reduction and I will just do 1 frame here. And I will raise that up to 4.8-ish. And you can already see that it's cleaning it up, but mostly it's going to happen right here. I'm going to go under, unchain this, go under my chroma threshold, and I'm going to pull this down to 6.8. And if I do before, like look at all the noise here, like let's punch in more so you guys can see it. And then if I do after, this is why getting the paid version of DaVinci Resolve is worth every cent, okay? Now, if I come out, it's cleaned up. We know it's super, super clean now. And let's go back to our 8th node. And now look at the beauty. Okay, so if I really go close and we look at it like this and see how clean the image is after the noise reduction. So now when we apply our grain, it just gives it that film look. So this is before, this is after. And then if I come out all the way, it has that 70 millimeter film look quality. It's just beautiful. So what we're going to do is let's just grab all of these, kill them, and then start from where we started to where we ended up. So we started with the right film print emulation, and then we went ahead and did our balance. And we were already like in a very good spot by just doing barely anything. And that's why having a command over your primaries is very, very vital. Then we went in and did our exposure and just really nailed our overall contrast. I went in and adjusted my skin simply using the hue versus hue options. So I don't have to worry about, tracking and keying and rotoing and all that. Then we went under our hue versus options. And this is where a lot of the little nuances and like look adjustments happen. And we then did our overall pop and really brought it close to what we see in our reference. And then finally added grain to bring it all home, added noise reduction. Those are just final steps. And let's check out the final look in full screen. hope you guys had a blast. Drop a comment below. Let me know what other popular movies or TV shows you want me to cover in this series. And guys, if you're enjoying the content, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel. Do not forget to sign up for the live training. 2 days left, limited seating. Link is in the description. I'm gonna see you guys in the next video.